The room was quiet,
Billionaire. This baby's
too
a billionaire.
quiet. Only the soft sound of hospital machines filled the air. The lights were bright, white, and cold. The smell of clean medicine was everywhere. On the bed sat Victoria Hale, a billionaire CEO. She owned hotels, tech companies, and private jets. People feared her. People respected her. But right now she looked small. Her hands were shaking. The doctor walked in slowly and said, "Ms. Hale, the baby is here." Victoria closed her eyes. Her heart started to beat fast. Not from joy, from fear. She whispered, "No one must know who the father is." The nurse looked confused. "But ma'am, the father..." Victoria cut her off. "I said no one. Not my family. Not the media. Not the board. No one." Her voice was strong, but her eyes were full of worry. Outside that same building, on the lower floors, a man pushed a cleaning cart down a long hallway. His name was Marcus Reed. Marcus was a black janitor. He worked night shifts. He cleaned offices, bathrooms, and floors that rich people walked on every day. Most people never looked at him. Most people never learned his name. Marcus was tired. His shoes were old. His hands were rough. But his heart was clean. He stopped and wiped his face with a small towel. He checked the time. 3:17 a.m. Another long night. His phone vibrated in his pocket. He looked at the screen. Unknown number. He almost ignored it. But something told him to answer. "Hello," Marcus said softly. There was a pause. Then a cold voice said, "She had the baby." Marcus froze. "What?" he asked. "The boss," the voice said. "Victoria. She had the baby. But she told everyone you were lying." Marcus felt the world stop. His hands started to shake. "She said what?" Marcus asked. "She said you're not the father. She said you made it up." The call ended. Just like that. Marcus stood there in the hallway. The floor cleaner still running. The lights still bright. But inside his chest, everything went dark. He leaned against the wall. That baby, he remembered her face. He remembered her laugh. He remembered that night. The night that changed his life. But the story did not start with love. It started with pain. Marcus grew up poor. His mother worked 2 jobs. His father left when he was young. Marcus learned early how to stay quiet and work hard. No dreams. No big plans. Just survive. That was his life. Until he got a job cleaning at Hale Tower. That building was like another world. Glass walls. Gold doors. Rich people everywhere. And at the top floor was her. Victoria. Cold. Sharp. Powerful. At first, she never noticed him. But Marcus noticed her. Not because she was rich. Because sometimes he saw sadness in her eyes. One night, while cleaning late, Marcus saw her sitting alone in a meeting room. The lights were off. Only the city lights outside. She looked tired. Broken. He wanted to walk away. But she spoke first. "Do you ever feel invisible?" she asked. Marcus stopped. "Yes," he said. "Every day." She looked at him for a long second. That was the first real conversation they ever had. After that, things slowly changed. But no one was supposed to know that. Now, Marcus slid down the wall and sat on the floor. "She denied me," he whispered to himself. He pulled out his phone and opened an old photo. It was not a clear photo. Just a shadow. A hand. A small smile. Proof of something real. Tears filled his eyes. "I'm not lying," he said softly. "That child is mine." On the top floor, Victoria held her baby. She looked at the tiny face. For a second, her heart felt something she did not expect. Fear. Because the baby's face looked too familiar. Very familiar. She turned away from the crib and said, "This secret will destroy everything if it comes out." Back in the hallway, Marcus stood up. He wiped his face. He took a deep breath. "They can call me a liar," he said. "They can laugh at me, but I will not stay silent." He looked up toward the top floors. Toward her world. "That child is mine," Marcus said. "And one day, everyone will know the truth." Marcus did not sleep that night. His small room felt smaller than ever. The fan on the ceiling made slow noise. The walls were thin. His mother coughed in the next room. Marcus sat on his bed, staring at his hands. Those hands cleaned rich people's floors. Those hands now carried a secret that could shake a billionaire's world. He remembered the first day he truly noticed Victoria Hale. Not as a boss, as a human. It was late, almost midnight. The office floors were empty. The city lights outside made long shadows on the glass walls. Marcus pushed his cleaning cart slowly. He was tired. His back hurt. He heard crying. Soft. Quiet. At first, he thought he was imagining it. Then he heard it again. He followed the sound. It came from the executive meeting room. The lights were off. Only one lamp was on. Inside, Victoria sat alone at the long table. Her head was in her hands. She did not see Marcus at first. He stood there, unsure what to do. He could walk away. That would be easy, but something in his chest told him to stay. Mom, Marcus said softly. Victoria looked up fast. Her eyes were red. She wiped her face quickly. Yes, she said, trying to sound strong. I didn't mean to disturb you, Marcus said. I can come back later. She looked at him for a long moment. No, she said. It's fine. You can clean. Marcus started to clean quietly. Minutes passed in silence. Then Victoria spoke again. Do you ever get tired of pretending to be strong? She asked. Marcus stopped. He did not look at her. Yes, he said. Every day. That answer surprised her. She laughed softly. Not a happy laugh. A tired one. People think money makes life easy, she said. It doesn't. It just makes your problems bigger. Marcus nodded. I don't have money, he said. But I still have problems. For the first time, Victoria smiled. A real smile. From that night, something changed. Not fast. Not loud. Slow. Quiet. Some nights, Marcus would clean that same room. Sometimes Victoria would still be there, working late. They would talk. About stress. About pressure. About life. Marcus talked about his mother. Victoria talked about her father. He built this empire, she said one night. He taught me never to be weak. Marcus said, being human is not being weak. She looked at him like no one ever talked to her like that before. Storm night. That was the night everything crossed a line. Rain hit the windows hard. Thunder shook the building. Power went out in parts of the tower. Most workers went home. Marcus stayed. Victoria stayed. Security locked some floors by mistake. They were stuck on the same floor. Only emergency lights. Dark hallways. Cold air. They sat in the meeting room again. This time, silence felt different. Closer. Victoria looked tired. Not CEO tired. Human tired. I'm tired of being alone, she said. Marcus did not know what to say. He was just a janitor. She was a billionaire. Two different worlds. But that night, the world felt smaller. I see you, she said suddenly. Marcus looked at her. What do you mean? He asked. I see how you work, she said. How you treat people. How you never complain. No one ever said that to him before. Not like that. For a moment, Marcus forgot who she was. For a moment, Victoria forgot who she was. They were just two tired people, looking for comfort. That was the mistake. That was the moment. Not planned. Not talked about. Not supposed to happen. But it did. After that night, things became strange. They avoided each other. Then they didn't. Looks in hallways. Quiet talks. Hidden feelings. Until one day, Victoria disappeared for a week. When she came back, she looked scared. Different. Marcus felt it. He knew something was wrong. Then months later, the news came. She was pregnant. But no one said his name. Not once. Now, sitting alone in his room, Marcus clenched his fists. They used me, he whispered. Then they erased me. At the same time, in her luxury penthouse, Victoria stood in front of a mirror. She held her stomach. I can't let them know, she said to herself. They will destroy him and me. Outside her office door, a shadow moved. Someone had been watching. Someone had seen more than they should. And this secret was no longer safe. The news exploded like fire. Every screen, every phone, every business channel. Billionaire CEO Victoria Hale is expecting a child. People smiled. Investors cheered. Media celebrated. But one name was missing. Marcus Reed. Marcus stood in front of a small TV in a store window. Rain fell around him. People pushed past him. He did not move. He only stared. The reporter said, Ms. Hale has chosen to keep the father's identity private. Marcus felt a sharp pain in his chest. Private. That word felt like a knife. He whispered, private means erased. At Hale Tower, the mood was different. Not happy. Tense. Victoria sat in a long glass meeting room. Around her sat lawyers, board members, and her rich family. Her uncle leaned forward. This cannot destroy the company image, he said. The father must stay unknown. One board member said, if people find out he is a janitor, the stock will fall. The word janitor was said like dirt. Victoria está silent. Her lawyer spoke. We will release a statement. The father will not be named. Victoria finally spoke. He is not a mistake, she said quietly. The room went silent. Her mother looked at her coldly. He is a risk, she said. Nothing more. That was the moment. Victoria made a choice. Not from hate. From fear. Fear of losing power. Fear of losing control. Fear of becoming weak in their eyes. The next day, a statement was released. The father of the child is unknown. Any rumors are false. Marcus read it on his phone while mopping a hospital hallway. His hand stopped. His bucket tipped over. Water spilled on the floor. He did not care. Unknown. False. Rumors. That was how she described him. That night, Marcus went to Hale Tower. Not as a worker, as a man. Security stopped him. Visitors are not allowed, the guard said. I work here, Marcus said. Not tonight, the guard replied. Orders from upstairs. Marcus understood. She blocked him. He walked outside and stood in the cold. He looked up at the glass building. He remembered her words. I see you. Now she pretended he did not exist. Inside her office, Victoria watched the city lights. Her phone buzzed. Marcus. She stared at the screen. She did not answer. Not because she did not care. Because she cared too much. If she answered, everything could fall apart. Her family. Her company. Her name. She whispered, I'm sorry. Back at his small home, Marcus's mother noticed something was wrong. What happened, my son? She asked. They said I'm a lie, Marcus said. His mother held his face. Truth does not disappear because powerful people say so, she said. Truth waits. But waiting hurt. At work, people started whispering. Isn't that him? He says he's the father. You're right. Some laughed. Some judged. Some looked at him with shame. One coworker said, Man, you should stop. You're going to lose your job. Marcus replied, Already lost my name. What else can they take? Then something unexpected happened. A woman from legal office approached him quietly. She did not say her name. She only said, They are scared. Of what? Marcus asked. Of proof, she replied. She slipped him a small paper. A date. A clinic name. Then she walked away. Marcus looked at the paper. His heart started a race. Proof. For the first time, hope mixed with fear. At the same time, Victoria sat alone in her penthouse. She held her stomach. She felt the baby move. Tears filled her eyes. I didn't protect you, she whispered. I protected my empire. Her phone rang again. Marcus. This time, she answered. Stop, she said quickly. Please. You don't understand what they will do to you. Marcus's voice was calm. I understand, he said. They already did it. Silence. Then he said the words that changed everything. I will go to court. Victoria dropped the phone. Her face went pale. Because now, this was no longer a secret. It was a war. The courthouse steps were cold and hard. Marcus stood at the bottom, holding a thin folder in his hands. Inside that folder was his hope. Outside that folder was his fear. Cameras were already waiting. Not for him. For her. When Victoria's black car arrived, flashes exploded like lightning. Reporters shouted her name. Ms. Hale, is it true? Who is the father? Is the janitor lying? Marcus heard every word. The word janitor again. Always that word. When Marcus tried to walk up the steps, a reporter noticed him. Hey, that's him, someone shouted. Cameras turned. Microphones pushed toward his face. Are you really the father? Are you doing this for money? Did you trap her? Marcus froze. He was not ready for this. He opened his mouth, but the words came out slow. I just want the truth, he said. Laughter came from somewhere in the crowd. A man shouted, You're right. Security pushed Marcus back. Step aside, they said. You're not on the list. Marcus looked at the building. Justice was inside, but he was locked outside. Across the street, Victoria watched from inside her car. She saw Marcus. She saw the cameras. Her chest felt tight. This was her world. She knew how it worked. Power spoke louder than truth. Her lawyer leaned in. This is good, he said. Public opinion is already against him. Victoria said nothing. Inside, the court session went on. Marcus was not allowed in that day. The news told the story without him. Billionaire CEO denies janitor's claims. That was the headline. Not man. Not father. Janitor. At work, it got worse. People stared. Some co-workers avoided him. Others whispered. One man said, "Bro, you made us all look bad." A supervisor pulled him aside. "Keep your personal drama out of this building," she said. "We don't need trouble." Trouble. That was what he became. At home, bills piled up. His mother's medicine cost more. The stress showed on his face. "You look tired," his mother said. "I am," Marcus replied. "Then rest." "I can't," he said. "If I stop now, they win." One night, Marcus went back to Hale Tower. Not to clean, to speak. He walked to the front desk. "I need to see Ms. Hale," he said. The receptionist looked at him. Her face changed. "Security," she said quietly. 2 guards came. "Sir, you need to leave," one said. "I'm the father of her child," Marcus said. One guard laughed. "Sure you are." They grabbed his arms. People watched. Phones came out. Someone recorded. "Let me go," Marcus said. They pushed him outside. Hard. He fell. His folder hit the ground. Papers scattered. People stepped on them. Proof. Photos. Notes. Trampled. That video went online. Janitor thrown out of Billionaire's building. Media watched. Some laughed. Some felt sorry. Most judged. Victoria saw the video late that night. Her hand shook. "That's not how it was supposed to happen," she whispered. She called her lawyer. "This is getting messy," she said. "It's fine," he replied. "He looks desperate." "That helps us." Desperate. That word hurt more than janitor. Marcus sat alone on a bus bench. Rain fell. He watched cars pass. He felt small. He felt tired. For a moment, he wanted to quit. Then his phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered. "Mr. Reed," a woman said. "You don't know me, but I work inside." "Inside where?" Marcus asked. "Hale Group," she replied. "I saw how they treated you." Marcus said nothing. "They are hiding things," she continued. "Files, emails, medical visits. Why are you telling me this?" Marcus asked. "Because what they're doing is wrong," she said. "And because the baby deserves truth." She sent him a message. A photo. A hospital visit record. Victoria's name. A date. His hand shook. This was more than words. This was evidence. For the first time in days, Marcus felt strength again. He stood up, wiped his face. "They humiliated me," he said quietly. "They shamed me." He looked at the city. "But they also made me stronger." Somewhere in a luxury penthouse, Victoria held her baby monitor. She watched the screen. She whispered, "I don't know how to fix this." But it was already too late. Because Marcus was no longer just a janitor. He was a father fighting back. And now, the real battle was about to begin. The courtroom felt heavy. Not loud. Not quiet. Heavy. Like everyone inside was holding their breath. Marcus sat on one side, wearing his only clean shirt. It did not fit perfectly, but it was neat. He wanted to look like a man who belonged there. Not a janitor. A father. Across the room sat Victoria Hale. Perfect hair. Perfect suit. Perfect posture. Power followed her like a shadow. Behind her were lawyers. Expensive ones. Behind Marcus was one public attorney and his mother. The judge entered. Everyone stood. The judge looked serious. "This court will hear the case of paternity," the judge said. "Mr. Reed claims he is the father of Ms. Hale's child." Victoria's lawyer stood fast. "Your Honor," he said, "this is a false claim. My client is being harassed." Harassed. That word again. Marcus clenched his fists. His lawyer stood. "Your Honor, we request a DNA test," she said, "to settle this matter with facts." The room whispered. Victoria looked straight ahead. Her jaw tight. The judge nodded. "A DNA test will be ordered," he said. For a moment, Marcus felt relief. Then Victoria's lawyer smiled. A small smile. "Dangerous." "Your Honor," the lawyer said, "due to Ms. Hale's status and medical privacy, we request delays for proper procedure." Delay. Marcus felt his stomach drop. The judge agreed. "DNA test will be scheduled," the judge said. "At a later date." Later. That word felt like a trap. Outside the court, reporters waited again. Marcus tried to walk past. "Mr. Reed, why are you doing this? Do you want money?" Marcus stopped. "I want my child," he said. Inside her car, Victoria watched him through the window. She wanted to open the door. She didn't. Her lawyer leaned in. "We need to control the timeline," he said. "Time makes people forget." But time did not make Marcus forget. Weeks passed. No DNA test. Excuses. Paperwork. More delays. Bills grew. Stress grew. People online attacked him. Gold digger. Liar. Clout chaser. Marcus turned off his phone some nights. The noise was too much. One day, his lawyer called him. "They are pushing for a private test," she said. "Not court-controlled." "What does that mean?" Marcus asked. "It means they control the results," she replied. Marcus felt cold. "They can change it?" he asked. "They can hide it," she said. At the same time, Victoria sat in a private clinic. No cameras. No press. Just her lawyer and a doctor. "We could do a private DNA test," the doctor said. "Quiet. Clean." Victoria looked down. "And if it shows he is the father?" she asked. The room went silent. Her lawyer spoke. "Then we challenge it," he said. "We question the process. We delay again." Victoria closed her eyes. "This is wrong," she whispered. "Wrong doesn't matter," her lawyer replied. "Control does." The private DNA samples were taken. Marcus gave his sample. Victoria gave the baby's sample. Days passed. No results. Then one night, Marcus got a call. Not from his lawyer. From a lab worker. A scared voice. "I shouldn't be calling you," the man said. "But something is wrong." "What is wrong?" Marcus asked. "The test," the man said. "They are trying to block the release." Marcus's heart raced. "Does it show I'm the father?" Marcus asked. Silence. Then the man said, "Yes." Marcus sat down. His legs felt weak. "Yes." But the result was never sent to court. Never sent to him. It disappeared. Next court date, Victoria's lawyer stood confident. "Your Honor," he said, "the private test was inconclusive." Inconclusive. Marcus stood up. "That's a lie," he shouted. The judge hit the gavel. "Order," the judge said. Marcus's lawyer looked shocked. "We never received official results," she said. Victoria looked down. She could not meet Marcus's eyes. For the first time, the judge looked angry. "This court will not tolerate games," the judge said. "I am ordering a court-controlled DNA test." Victoria's lawyer's smile disappeared. A date was set. Official. Public. No control. No hiding. The final test. Outside the courtroom, Marcus stood alone. His hand shook. But this time, from hope. From fear. From truth getting closer. Across the street, Victoria sat in her car. Tears ran down her face. She whispered, "When the truth comes out, everything changes." Marcus looked at the courthouse. "This is it," he said quietly. "No more shadows. No more lies." The envelope with the real truth was on its way, and no one could stop it now. The courtroom was full. Every seat taken. Cameras lined the walls. This was no longer just a case. It was a show. Marcus sat still. His hands locked together. His heart beat loud in his chest. Across the room, Victoria held her baby in her arms. The baby was calm. Too calm for a room full of tension. The judge entered. Everyone stood. "This court is now in session," the judge said. The clerk walked forward with a sealed envelope. The DNA results. The room felt frozen. The judge held up a hand. "Before we open this," he said, "there is something the court must observe." He looked at Victoria. "Ms. Hale, bring the child forward." A low sound moved through the room. Victoria stood slowly. She held the baby close. Each step felt heavy. She placed the baby in the small crib near the judge. Marcus stood without thinking. The judge looked at him. "Mr. Reed," the judge said. "Step closer." Marcus walked forward. His legs felt weak. He had not seen the baby in person before. Only photos. Only shadows. Now, the baby turned its head. The room went quiet. Someone gasped. Not loud. Soft. Sharp. The baby had Marcus's eyes. Dark. Deep. Kind. The same eyes his mother had said came from his father's side. Marcus's mother covered her mouth. "That's our eyes," she whispered. Then people noticed something else. A small mark. On the baby's left cheek. A tiny birthmark. Marcus's heart stopped. He slowly touched his own face. Same spot. Same shape. Same mark. Whispers moved across the room like fire. "That's his face. Look at the eyes." That birthmark. Victoria's hand started to shake. She looked at the baby, then at Marcus, then back at the baby. Her face lost all color. She remembered the first night she saw that mark. The nurse had pointed it out. She had turned away. She did not want to see, because if she saw, she would have to admit. The judge leaned forward. This court recognizes visible resemblance, he said. While DNA is the final proof, this is not coincidence. Marcus's throat closed. He wanted to speak. He couldn't. He only stared at the baby. Not a case. Not a fight. A child. His child. The baby made a small sound. A soft cry. Marcus stepped closer without thinking. The judge nodded. Go ahead, he said. Marcus reached out slowly. He touched the baby's tiny hand. The baby grabbed his finger. Tight. Strong. Like it knew him. Tears fell from Marcus's eyes. I'm here, he whispered. I'm here. The room was silent. Even the cameras stopped clicking for a second. Victoria turned away. Her shoulders shook. She whispered, I try to protect everything, and I lost the most important thing. Her lawyer leaned in. This is emotional, he said quietly. We still have the DNA. But even he knew. The room had already decided. The clerk handed the sealed envelope to the judge. The judge opened it slowly. Paper sound filled the room. Everyone leaned forward. Marcus held his breath. Victoria closed her eyes. The judge read silently. Then he looked up. His voice was calm, clear, strong. The DNA results confirm. Mr. Marcus Reed is the biological father of the child. Gasps. Loud this time. Reporters jumped to their feet. Cameras flashed. Marcus's knees went weak. He sat down. He covered his face. Not from shame. From release. From truth. From pain leaving his chest. Victoria looked at Marcus. Her eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry, she whispered. I was afraid. Marcus looked up. He did not shout. He did not smile. He said softly, You didn't deny me. You denied our child. Those words hit harder than any judge. The baby cried again. This time louder. Marcus stood. May I? He asked the judge. The judge nodded. Marcus held the baby. For the first time, the baby rested on his chest. The room watched. A billionaire. A janitor. A child. 3 lives changed. Forever. Victoria watched them. For the first time, she saw Marcus not as a risk. Not as a mistake. But as a father. As family. She whispered to herself. It's too late to hide now. Because the baby's face had already told the truth. Before the court ever did, the courtroom slowly emptied. But the story was just beginning. Outside, cameras waited like hungry eyes. Reporters shouted questions. Mr. Reed, Ms. Hale. What happens now? Marcus walked out holding his mother's hand. His other hand still felt warm from holding the baby. For the first time, he did not lower his head. He stood tall. Not as a janitor. As a father. Victoria walked out behind him. Her face was not cold anymore. It was tired. Honest. She stepped toward the microphones. Everyone went quiet. I made mistakes, Victoria said. I let fear control my choices. She looked at Marcus. I hurt a good man, she said. And I hurt my child. The crowd felt it. Not a business speech. A human one. I will take responsibility, she continued. Not because the court forced me. Because my child deserves better. That moment changed public opinion. Headlines changed. Billionaire admits wrong. Janitor proven father wins case. But Marcus did not feel like a winner. He felt like a father. At work, things changed. The same people who ignored him now spoke. Good morning, Mr. Reed. Congrats, man. Respect. Respect. That was new. 1 week later, Marcus was called in the main office. Not to clean. To sit. Victoria was there. No cameras. No lawyers. Just 2 people. I can't erase what I did, she said. But I can try to make it right. She pushed a folder toward him. Inside was a job offer. Not a handout. A real position. Training. Education. Benefits. You always said you wanted more, she said. Now you can have it. Marcus looked at the papers. Then at her. I don't want favors, he said. This is not a favor, Victoria replied. This is respect. Marcus nodded slowly. I will earn it, he said. At home, his mother cried happy tears. My grandson will know his father, she said. Marcus smiled. That's all I ever wanted. The baby came to Marcus's small home for the first time. The room was simple, but full of love. Marcus held the baby near the window. Sunlight touched the baby's face. The same eyes, the same mark. "My little fighter," Marcus whispered. Victoria watched quietly. Not as a boss, not as a billionaire, as a mother. "I was afraid of losing my world," she said. "But I almost lost my soul." Marcus said, "We both made mistakes, but now we make better choices." Time passed. Marcus started school at night. Business classes, management training. People who once laughed now asked him for advice. Not because of money, because of strength. The media moved on. Another story, another scandal. But in Marcus's life, this was not a story. This was real. One evening, Marcus stood in front of Hale Tower again. Not in uniform, in a suit. Not expensive, but proud. He looked up at the building. He remembered the nights he cleaned those floors. Invisible. Now he walked through the front door. People held the door for him. Not because of who he knew, but because of who he became. Victoria watched from her office window. She whispered. He never wanted revenge. He wanted truth. That was his power. Not hate. Not anger. Dignity. The baby grew. The world changed. But one thing stayed the same. Marcus never forgot where he came from. He still spoke to janitors. He still helped. He still listened. Because he knew the lowest voice can carry the highest truth. And the strongest lesson was clear. Never judge a man by his job. Never silence a father's heart. And never think power can hide the truth forever. Because karma does not rush. But karma always arrives. And when it does, it speaks with the face of a child.